Hello you what's his faces, welcome back to another video. Tigon here, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to improve your movement in Call of Duty Mobile. As a sniper, movement is crucial for me. Without it, it would make playing this game very hard, and you literally have to master it as a sniper because, as I said, if you miss one shot, you're done for. So if you take this and you apply it to any other weapon, you're going to be like 10 times better because, one, you know, you're a bit slower if you're using a sniper, and two, you only got that one shot. So once you master movement, this game, it just becomes, it's like opening up a third dimension of this game that you're not even seeing. If you're just running around and shooting, right, you're only seeing 2 dimensions of this game. And of course, they do have the movement nerfed a little bit from initially because, you know, most people only play with 2 thumbs, so it can't be that crazy. But if you learn to master it, you can be unstoppable. And that's what I love about COD Mobile. No other mobile game as of yet has movement this good. So that's what I'm going to be getting into today. I'm going to show you some tips and tricks to make your movement untouchable. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. Okay guys, so the first thing we're going to get into is some settings that are going to actually make it easier, and it's going to be a bit more helpful. So the very first thing is the slide mechanic that COD Mobile has. And I'm not talking about the sliding button, I'm talking about the slide mechanic, and I'm going to show you. So we're going to go to settings real quick. We're going to go to simple mode. And as you guys can see where these buttons are laid out, one thing that you can do that's really cool with this game is you can slide your finger from one button to another. So if I have the jump, I can slide to this. So I just do that, and now you pretty much, you're jump shotting and you have your thing already scoped in. It's going to help you with movement. You can't necessarily slide from one action button because these are all action buttons: the jump, the prone slash slide, and well, no, the slide slash crouch, and then the prone. You can't really slide from either of these, but you can go ahead and slide from the scope or the shoot button to one of these. So I can slide from the shoot to the prone, or from the prone to the shoot, and it's going to allow me to easily transition between both of those. So use this heavily, especially if you're only playing 4 fingers. It will help you a lot. Now the next thing we're going to get into is your ADS features. And as you guys saw, I kind of was just, when I slid my finger, my scope was stuck in the scope, and that's because I have hybrid ADS. But that's pretty much an attribute of tapped ADS. So basically you just tap, you tap the shoot button, and you're scoped in. I have more details on it in my hybrid ADS video, and there'll be an eye at the top of the screen that you can click on to learn more about it. However, if you just tap that, it's gonna have you scoped in, and it's gonna make it way easier to pull off movement techniques. Now, you might be like me and you like using tap and hold. I like using that as well, so that's why I use hybrid ADS, so I have the benefits of tap and hold, and also have the benefits of just the tap. And that's going to make it easier, especially if you're using, as I said, less fingers. By the way, it will make movement so much better if you use like 5 to 6 fingers. However, that's just another endeavor altogether. This is just things that you can do right now without having to make a drastic change. Now, the next thing is the simple fact that I can only teach you so much, so I'm going to show you how to teach yourself movement. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to literally want to take a week and just knife. And it's going to make it so much easier to learn how to move and learn your own techniques by yourself. So you can go into shipment hardpoint. I would say work with that for a little bit. That's going to be easier. Then you're going to want to go ahead and go on longer range maps, and it's going to pretty much force you to learn how to use the knife and how to use the movement to your advantage and make you think about it. And that is something that's going to be really good for you. Now the next tip is, don't move randomly. Think about everything you do. Yeah, you might win the gunfight, but it's not going to actually be that good. And people might be like, wait, well, I gotta move randomly because I'm already thinking about shooting all this other stuff, so I kind of just gotta slide when I need to slide. I need to get out of there. Yeah, that's good, but at the same time, you really shouldn't be thinking about aiming. You should have your aim to the level. At least this is what you should be working on, where you just literally shoot. You shouldn't have to put a whole bunch of effort into aiming. Your thought process should be thinking about positioning and movement. And so you should always be thinking about where you're going to move, how you're going to move, and how you're going to move against certain opponents. For example, if you're going against a sniper, you're going to want to go ahead and jump. If you're jumping, it's going to make the sniper get more hit markers and allow you to survive. Now, another thing, keep in mind, don't always slide jump. Actually, just jump sometimes. It does make, you know, stuff a bit, it kind of throws people off because people expect slide jumps all the time because everyone does it. Now, the next thing we're going to get into is the power of hipfire. People forget to use hipfire all the time, and it's going to allow you to easily transition between different modes. So I can be shooting like this, I can drop shot, and just still be able to hipfire. One thing a lot of people do is they use the ADS button, the button that automatically scopes in for you. and they forget about hip fire. Hip fire is so powerful because you can literally slide, jump, and do all this stuff, and it allows you to do it faster. So really leverage the power of hip fire because it's going to make you a better player overall. And let's say someone gets too close to you, start hip firing, slide away, and hip fire. You don't always have to scope it and shoot. Use that. Also, this is a really important tip. Not a lot of AR players use it, but start shooting with hip fire before you scope in, and it'll actually allow you to get kills faster. Now, the next thing we're gonna get into is, as I said, think before you move. You're gonna want to avoid predictable lines. The slide is a very easy thing to predict. It might seem like, oh wow, I can slide, I can move fast, but it's pretty easy to predict. It's a straight line 90% of the time. Most people can't really change their direction while sliding, and most people usually slide in a straight line. So if I see someone slide, I know more than likely where they're gonna end up. So if your enemy is really looking at you, you don't want to slide in a straight line. So let's say my enemy is that bot right there, right? The Reaper skin. If they're looking at me, I don't want to necessarily slide right here because they're gonna see where I'm gonna end up and just beam me. You just see where they're gonna end up and shoot them. It's pretty easy. You want to take different routes, make it harder for them to see. Try to be unpredictable. Now, next thing we're going to get into is a really cool tip, and I'm going to actually show you this in game, and I'm also going to show you me using all of these tips cumulatively. So let's get into it. Okay, so one thing that could be really useful, and this is my second to last tip, is to use the drop shot button around corners to actually make it harder for enemies to figure out what you're going to do. So it's an easy thing. It's more of an advanced tip, but all you want to do is drop shot when you get around the corner, then get up and then slide around the corner. So let's say you're running, you drop shot a little bit and you slide around. So that is the second to last tip. And the very last tip is a pretty simple one. It's literally just to go ahead and practice running while drop shotting and then getting up. Now, this man's kind of in my way. Let's take him out real quick. But yeah, let's say I'm running, you drop shot and you tap the drop shot button up to get up again, and just practice that. It's gonna make your movement a bit more fluid with drop shotting, and it's a very OP movement skill. The DC makes it so people can't even touch you. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna go ahead, hop in and kind of try hard and show you guys my movement. So I'm not gonna really be talking, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like and subscribe. Oh, there was 3. I swear I'm choking because I'm doing this in front of you guys. Right there, hip fire. Remember to use it. You drop shot it and we are there. Drop shot. Corner. No. Okay, well, let's go back here. There's 1. There's 2. Drop shot around the corner. There we go, we got EMP. 3, 2. Nope, don't want to push that. Got him. Well, yeah, that was the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Thank you for you guys that stayed to the very end. And yeah, catch you in the next one. Peace. These are wrong hand sights. Bye.